leader. Mr. Peter Edey. Guys, I watched him growing up on my TV. All right, guys, this is an honor to have a conversation with him and to also let you know that he have also done the Certified Chef program. So, Mr. Edey, the floor is yours. First, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am Peter Edey. I am a certified executive chef and a world certified executive chef, as well as a certification evaluator with the American Culinary Federation and the World Association of Chefs. So that is the pride of my life.
Congratulations, first of all, on that distinction. What was the process like for you?
The education part?
The certification.
It all started back at the hotel school too many years ago in Barbados. So I got the bug right back then. And I got into the industry because I was always fascinated with the industry. But back then, because I'm a couple mornings now, so
a couple mornings,
yeah. But bitches will know what I mean when they say that, right? Yeah. So back then, the hotel industry wasn't like it is now, but it always fascinated me. You see the guys going into the kitchen with the chef jackets on and the waiter staff with all their squats and stuff. I always wanted to get there. Yeah. So I kind of believe that made me believe a little bit in predestination. So because I never ever wanted to be anything other than a chef. Okay. All my friends, they want to be a policeman, a fireman, and then my parents would tell me, "Oh, you got to be a doctor or a lawyer," and they wanted to be. Why should they want to be that? It's just a chef you want to be.
Wow.
So I don't even know where it came from. Yeah. Because back then there was no TV influence or anything like that. Yeah. Right. But I knew it's what you wanted.
Mm-hmm. And you're training other chefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your biggest frustration?
To be honest with you, my biggest frustration is with the industry in Barbados, not necessarily the chefs. The chefs, to me, are results of like the industry. The industry not growing up, not growing up, or maybe not trying not to sound too controversial, but the greed of the owners of the hotels. Really, they didn't make it. They didn't pass on to the young culinarians in the industry, like we're doing now, the importance of going out and learning this and having it as knowing that it's a real trade. It's a true trade, and you have to go and learn it like you go and learn anything else. Then you're going to study to be a lawyer or a doctor or anything like that, you got to study to be a chef. Yeah. Other than that, you're just a cook.
Understood. You're not just cooking in an institution, but going on a certain and need to choose to stay or leave. It is your option.
Right. Okay. Right. So because like for instance, like all the guys who are in Barbados now out there doing all sorts of things, and this is the Caribbean. I should say only Barbados, and everybody is happy to call themselves chef. I'm a chef. Really. So what makes you a chef?
Understood.
Why are you a chef?
Yeah.
Because you cook food every day. Well, you were telling me then that my mother was a chef. She cooked food every day.
Yeah,
and good food as well.
Right.
So, you can only consider yourself chef then after you've gone and do all the study, because there's a lot of science behind this. This needs like word skills here now. Word skills now, and I tell them all the time as well. If you put the nicest, sweetest looking plate that tastes the best on the table, you might still come last in the competition.
Understood.
Because it's word skills. Like what you're looking at here is all the skills required to operate and manage
at that level
in the kitchen completely.
Understood.
And you'll see they're also given an assistant, so they have to manage a person as well. Understood. So it's not only managing all your sanitation and safety and your flow of food and your workflow and knowing the skills and techniques required to execute all the tasks given. It's not only that, it's also managing people. Yeah. Right?
This seems Ms. Edey, this seems a level higher than what is expected of a normal cook within the industry here in Barbados.
So you heard you just said it seems a level higher than what a normal cook, because now we're training chefs. The chef also has to be able to manage. You know what? This goes as far back as they have to order. It's a 3-day competition. They have to order up front all the things required for
purchasing as well.
You have to understand how to order. So now it means you have to plan your menu for each day. Some days there are 4 different tasks you have to complete. For instance, day 1, you have to fabricate the chicken, you have to make a cream vegetable soup, you have to do a paneer chicken thighs, and you have to do what is the last thing? 2 fish sandwiches with coleslaw. Now you
I ain't tasting any sandwiches or okay.
you should have, right? So you have to now plan all that. That's only one day.
Right.
Then you get there to when they work. Then assess for the first level of certification through the American Culinary Federation, Certified Culinary. So then you did have day 2. You have to order all your stuff for day 2 as well, because there are specific tasks you're supposed to complete to do that.
Well, chef, I'm hearing about 2 certifications. I'm hearing about. So tell us about the certifications.
Okay, we're right here today. What this might from my school here, Caribbean Cuisine Culinary Institute. You get dual certification. You only get 3 really valuable certificates after you complete that course, because you get, first of all, the Serve Safe. Serve Safe is the international accreditation of the National Restaurant Association in the US as well. You get that. Then you get the CVQ, which is the Caribbean Vocational Qualification. That's a certificate which is that's the most powerful of certificates you get in the region.
Understand.
Competency-based certification. We're not talking about the university academic thing. We're talking about, So that's it, and that's awarded here by the TVET Council.
Okay, understand.
Right. So and then you have the Certified Culinarian, which is awarded by the American Culinary Federation. So these 3 pieces of certification you get at the end of the program.
Understand. So the TVET Council is working with World Skills Barbados, correct?
Correct.
On this initiative. On several initiatives, correct?
They're responsible for World Skills Barbados, yes.
Understood. So what is the marriage between World Skills Barbados and TVET Council?
Actually, World Skills is an international event. World Skills is for young people between the ages of 16 and 21. It's in every discipline. We are dealing with culinary, with cooking here. But then every discipline, every trade you could think about is represent that World Skills. Everyone. So there were days when we had 7 competitors. We had hairdressing and graphics design and food service. We had about and cosmetology. We had about 7 people going at one time. But the only one that I would say, and we are up to standard with, because World Skills starts at a level. It's not like you can just come in and walk into World Skills.
Do it,
So the only one that we were consistent with is culinary. And the food service, food and beverage service to a certain level as well.
Well, why do you think that is? Because it impacts tourism directly?
You mean that why we are?
Yeah. Why do you think the culinary is the one that is focused so much on the development as it relates to Barbados?
Because our culinary product is still pretty strong.
Understood.
Right? It's not as strong as it used to be.
Right.
I remember when we used to consider ourselves to get the Caribbean capital of the Caribbean. I don't think we are anymore. Right? Because we kind of rest on our laurels there, and everybody that's coming on and going past us, you go in the other end of the Caribbean, you see the service and the food you get. It is amazing. Right? So we now have to wake up and catch up.
Right. So what do you think then, chef, needs to be done about this?
Just what it's doing here now. And people need to embrace, we need to change our view of education. Right? We need to change that view, because like we are studying. I always call the old British system really is all academic, and we are setting at a level here for you, as far as 11 plus. Right? You gotta reach this mark at this time, or you're nothing. Right? You go out to university, and it was always based on academic education. That you being a brilliant person was always based
only on academics. But we're looking at a building together of both competency-based tests, academic strength, as well as cognitive function as well.
That's correct. We have they begin to realize how important the skills are.
Of course.
The skills are so important. So you might get a skills person. Okay, look, me for instance, I have to say I'm fortunate in some ways.
Right.
I went to school. Remember, we got to 11 plus. I went to Wesley Hall School, and we did my 11 plus, and I always tell people I get about, if to give you a mark for your name, I got probably 5% overall,
right,
with a Z, because I didn't write the text.
I understand.
Academics really was not my thing.
But
right?
do you think, chef, here, right? I hope I didn't cut you just now.
No, sorry, it's fine.
In Barbados, for example, I'm from Barbados. You're from Barbados, so you know that there is this general idea that you have to pass for a good school.
That's it.
And if you don't pass for a good school, your future is finished.
Pretty much done. That's it.
Right?
But you know, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah. How do you treat to this? Because, for example, a lot of us here, I also spoke to Master Chef before me. You know, he went through the foster system. You know, he didn't have the foundation education, but now he's a Master Chef.
Exactly.
And a PhD.
But it's the same thing here. You have to find. I think the school system needs to really change a bit, especially in the early stages.
Yes.
You got to realize that we're not all going to be academically brilliant at the same time.
Yeah.
Because look at this. I mean, I just told you I got 5% in my 11 plus total. I mean, your total, because I didn't even know what was on the paper. When I left secondary school, when I left primary school, they couldn't even read well.
Yeah.
You know, if at all. You know. But then I found cooking.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised the change. I moved from coming second last and last every subject.
Yeah.
To being like top of the class at the hotel school.
Well,
you know why?
Guys?
I found cooking.
Yeah.
And I just realized, you know,
was your door. Yeah.
It is. It was my inspiration. Then the importance of being able to read and get information. Start thinking at that point. If I want to be a good cook, you gotta be able to read this stuff.
Understood.
Up to this day, I can tell you the only thing I've read from cover to cover is the cookbook.
Interesting.
Absolutely nothing else. Not even the newspaper.
But you can read.
But I can read very well now. Very well.
No, Chef. This demonstrates that it isn't where you start. It's the decisions that we make along the way to go where we want to go. So if you have any advice for young persons out there who might be interested in your program, or older persons as well, what would you say?
Sure. I would tell any young person here, and I always tell these young people here, I'm always excited to see them in my class because it seems that you have found at this point what you want to do. You know why? It is so easy for them to go on the street and do what everybody else is doing. But no, they take the time to come and say, okay, I want to learn this.
Yeah.
Now that for me, that's a great start for me. And for any young person, it's important. It doesn't have to be cooking. It could be mechanics. It could be hip barber. It could be anything.
Yeah.
But find what you really love. And you'll be surprised to see how fast you're going to learn in all sorts of other areas. And that's why I came along, because they discovered what I really love. And then all the other things that make up what I love. You know, it's like science, like food safety and hygiene, all that kind of thing, all that. Correct. It's all related, right? So you find that all of a sudden now you have to read stuff. You want to know. So the only way you know is if you take it off the pages, and that's what really that's where it really that's what really made it turn me into what I am now. Yeah. So people see me and think that, well, this guy is all that, but I know I had to go to get here. Because I know the name for sure, but personally. But when we came back from doing, we went to, that was done by the European Union.
Oh, okay.
And they came and said, okay, all you instructors now, and that was my biggest opportunity, by the way, they have to go over to Europe to get trained. Pick wherever you want to go, we're paying for it.
So you went to France.
I went to France, my friend. And I looked for the best school in France, right?
15 minutes left.
The best school in France, I went to the second best school in France. The best school in France was one called Le Nôtre, but that was all French, and there was no translator.
Yeah, understood.
I ended up at Cole de Gastronomie Ritz Coffee.
I heard about that one.
That's the second best.
Okay.
That's second, but Le Nôtre is the elite school.
Right.
But because now the Ritz Coffee, they had a translator. So the classes were done in both English and French.
Understood. Okay.
So I went to that
also
one.
learned some French.
Oh, a little, yeah.
So he's going to have to say a little French before this.
No, but you got to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is a trade I learned pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't know.
2 years.
2 years. Yes. And I come back here feeling like a king because I know all the things I thought I knew. Yeah. I now know that I know. You understand? You know how powerful that made you feel?
You realize how the competence really fit in.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
You know how powerful that made you feel? You know for sure, you know.
Yes.
It took an awakening, though, because when I went there first time, when I got into school, I got on there and I think it was a big shot. This back in 1995 or something like that. I arrived. I got into people's school. My chef getting everything on a tall hat. My tall chef, and I was walking to school quite happy to be here. Comes the chef. Yes. Up comes the chef. Slap me from here. Take that hat off your head. Knock it off. Take some like a barrette, flat thing and stop my head.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
this on. I'll tell you when you can wear that.
Man,
But you give me headache, give me some headache.
Yeah, you almost get headache.
Rip down. But you know, all they could do is sit down, sit down.
Yeah.
So you tell them way.
Exactly.
But you know what? That was what making it for me. That's when they realized, you know what? Let me see what is going. And by the time your man started to teach and go on, I realized, you know what? You don't know anything.
Exactly.
You really didn't know anything. You better set yourself down there.
And we have a similar experience here, Chef.
Mhm.
People go to university and they get a degree or a master's degree.
Yeah.
But in terms of the world application, it's very different. For example, I thought I knew a lot of things until I went abroad.
Right.
When I went abroad, it humbled me.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yes.
like, it's
Yes,
like,
yes.
you think you know, but you don't know.
You don't know. The bad part is like you don't know that you don't know.
You don't know exactly.
Right? You don't
And
know.
when you know
Yeah.
what you don't know, then you become educated.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
experience for
yeah.
me was a humbling experience, and that's why one of the reasons why now I can walk into any space, because then once you put yourself in the space, you know, you begin to realize now that the information that you had was only information until it's applied.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
all the executives that they would ask me, the first question they would ask, what you masters and what did you do?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
What
How
projects
did you apply?
start? How
Yes.
you finish?
Yes. Correct.
So guys, here on the World in Focus podcast, we just bring it raw. You get Barbadian dialect, you get European Portuguese, and you get some real English. The reason why we're doing this is because we're connecting culture, edutainment, and we're trying to find a way to connect skills development,
Mhm.
because we need to let people know that it's okay not to know, and it is ignorant not to try to know.
That's correct.
So if you want to build your skills, get in touch with Mr. Peter Edey. He is a well-beloved phenomenon here in Barbados, one of the people that I respect very much. And it was my pleasure really to sit down today and talk to him. You can hear his passion in his voice.
ACF, American Culinary, is the second largest culinary organization in the world. So he got involved with that, and he got involved in the World Association of Chefs and Cooks as well. That's the largest organization in the world. That's in Europe, and it became certified by both of them. So I'm a certified executive chef twice over, once with the American Culinary Federation and also the World Association of Chefs. Wow, right? So the way he went on the next step further, he went and became an educator. So he learned all these things like that. And then when I came back to Barbados here, I now started my school, and I got to put myself to the point where I could teach, because this school is all about the chef development, education, certification. That's what the organization offers.
Mm-hmm.
So you know you are certified when you are certified by these people. That's how you become a chef. You're certified by these organizations.
Yeah.
And I did that. When I came back to Barbados then, and I put things in place where I could start the school to offer this kind of certification.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is now. When you come to my school, you get international accreditation through the American Culinary
So you're
Federation
licensed to
offer that, right? And here it is, teacher at school, all these years after, with all the resources, still only when you get a certificate from your hotel school, and they're doing a culinary program they're doing a culinary module in an entire program, and that's what it sounds like, right? If you understand me, so you go, you still do tourism and travel, you do all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
When you do this ACF program, you do only the other subjects that are applied to being a chef or to the culinary, like sanitation, safety, kitchen management, nutrition.
And
Those are the other things.
Robust.
Right, those are what you do. So it's focused on you being culinary or chef.
And how long is the program?
Well, the program is about 11 months, 9 to 11 months. Yeah?
Okay, so almost a year.
Almost a year. And that's right. And there, then you have all the levels from certified culinary, which is the entry level, certified sous chef, certified chef de cuisine, certified executive chef. The only one we can't offer here is certified master chef. That's a level.
There's another level. You got to
all its own. Yeah,
go to the master.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's a real, and that's what it offers, and that's what we are offering students now here. And at an affordable price, because this program is certified culinary. For instance, if you go to ICE, the International Culinary Institute, we have a fantastic program. It's the same program we offer here. It's about $38,000 for that. $38,000 for that program.
Wow.
You're doing it here, and we're doing it at our school for about 8,000 Barbados.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Guys, you have to get in touch. So give us the contact details.
Well, okay, so the school email is Peter